Hello, everybody. Scott Otsbeth here, your host with Agent Mastermind, and I'm here with my partner, Paul Baxter, and my good friend, Mike Zinger, my partner from another brother my brothers from other mothers. Hey, I don't know if you guys knew this on the call, but we all went to different schools together. Do you guys know that? I mean, we got, we're all like related in some way, shape, or form, but we went to different schools together. So, all right, on a serious note, we are covering a class that is very near and dear to Paul's heart. He, and actually, for me, is probably the most exciting thing that Facebook has to offer when it comes to a business owner. So I want to kind of set the mindset of what this all means, what we're sharing with you. So we, as business owners, real estate agents, loan officers, whoever's on the call, mostly real estate agents, we always are looking for another buyer, another seller. But what we don't realize is we have a huge database of people that know, like, and trust us, right? They've already done business with us. They've already either bought a home with us, they've listed a home with us and sold a home with us, and they would refer every single one of their friends, family, and coworkers to us if they could remember us. So what this is going to allow you to do, and we're going to kind of set the stage for how to do this, when to do it, but it allows you to stay in front of the people that know, like, and trust you, whether it's 50, 100, 200, 300. I have one going to 240 people right now. So when they log into Facebook, like, say you do it once a week or once a month, or I say once a month for the whole week, what if your past clients, every single one of them, all 200, all 300, all 400, were to see your face on Facebook? They're going to remember you, right? They're going to remember what you do because you're going to put something out there. We're going to give you some ideas. But what if every 3 months they were to get a call from you, and every other month they were to get an email or a private Facebook message or a handwritten postcard that says, "I like you," like Joe Girard did? Guys, I'm telling you, you wouldn't have to look for a new buyer or new seller. You would have more referrals than you could handle just from building people and putting people in your database and then staying in front of them so that they remember you because they already know, like, and trust you. So that's kind of setting the mindset of where we're going with this and how powerful and how literally almost free this is to get leads from people that already know, like, and trust you as referrals. Did I set that up okay?
Absolutely. Absolutely perfectly. And, there's nothing even for me to elaborate on in that. It's exactly what you said. It's a way to keep your name and face in front of the people who already know, trust, and like you, people who have already trusted you enough with their biggest purchase of their entire lives, and you're just reminding them of how you made them feel. That's the thing about sales, and I believe this wholeheartedly, that people don't buy based on what you tell them or how good your sales approach is. People buy from you based on how you make them feel. And if you have a way to remind them of how they felt with you, well, it just is natural for them to refer their friends, their family, their coworkers directly to you. Does that make sense?
Absolutely, man. Absolutely, for sure.
Awesome. All right, so what we're going to talk about is finding the right audience, but specifically finding the right audience in Facebook. Facebook, is it really worth it to use Facebook? Well, in my opinion, it is. There's 180 million users in the United States, and I'm talking about the United States, not program-wide. They're in the billions program-wide. In the United States, there's 180 million users. That ranks number one of all the countries. That equates to 70% of the online population in the United States. Wow. In essence, I mean, what it means is everybody that you know, most of the people that you know, are on Facebook. We're here. Ads are really great to run on. We know the power of advertising. In any aspect on Facebook, there's a really great way to do advertisements. You can use the demographics, but the demographics allow you only a specific area, an age group maybe even a company name, but that's only if they've included that information in their profile. But how do you know if you're being seen by that target, that person who knew, trust, and liked you, that person who is going to be your best referral partner, I guess is the way to put that.
Yes.
Well, you can be an 80s pair of jeans and you can guess all you want, but what I found in my research in doing this is that you truly have a way to throw darts. Instead of being an 80s pair of jeans and guessing that it's going to get in front of the right person, we're going to throw bullseyes. And I'm going to teach you how to hit the bullseye every single time with this brand new thing called Facebook Custom Audiences. So Facebook Custom Audiences, you will need some very specific items, and I know that there's going to be a lot of people. We've got a lot of folks on this call, and some of you, I've had some opportunity to have some exchange and chat with some of you that are on this call, and some of you are going to cringe about this first part. The first thing that you absolutely must have is Google Chrome. Now, guys, I'm not just saying that because most of you know that I'm not a fan of Internet Explorer to begin with. Just to be completely transparent with you, I don't even have Internet Explorer on my computer. That's not my rule to only use Google Chrome. It's actually what we're using to build the custom audiences with is a setup called Power Editor, and it's only available through an extension in Chrome. It was built as it's an outside site. You're not actually doing this directly inside of Facebook. You're actually outside of Facebook in an application, and that application only works in Chrome. So I'm not trying to be mean to anybody or tell you you're using the wrong browser. Use Internet Explorer for anything you like. If you're going to do the custom audience stuff, though, you will need to be using Google Chrome. The next thing you're going to need is a Facebook fan page, a business page. On Facebook, you cannot do ads off of your personal profile. You must be using a fan page or business page. They're one and the same. I'm not saying two different things there. It's a fan page is what you're creating when you're creating your business page. You don't even have to have content on your fan page to do this. You just have to have the fan page. You're going to need to have your database, your past client list, your list of prospects that you maybe didn't do business with, but you're holding a list of those names that have inquired with you about purchasing or selling a property over X amount of time. You need to have a database, and it must be saved on a CSV file. Now, there is an alternative to the CSV file. You can use a text file. TXT is the extension on a text file. Again, I'm going to be transparent with you. I have no clue what a TXT file is or how to create one of those, what programs create TXT files. I do know that my computer came with Excel on it because I've got the Microsoft package, and with an Excel spreadsheet, I can save anything as a CSV file. That's comma-separated values.
And just so you know, an Excel spreadsheet, like if you were to open up an Excel spreadsheet, and if you have Microsoft Office, you have an Excel spreadsheet format. If you put everything into the Excel spreadsheet and you just put and all you're going to need is their email, so anything he's going to cover that, but you can save an Excel spreadsheet to a CSV file very easily. It's really super simple, and then you can always keep that thing updated. So as you add people to your database, which remember we call that the success list, the database, and you should always be adding people to that on every single day. Your goal should be to add somebody to that success list every single day so that you start building relationships with them. You start connecting with them on Facebook. You start connecting with them on all the social media sites. So what we're going to show you just adds one more level of, I don't know, perception. Perception is a really good word. So they perceive you as the #1 agent in your city because they see you on Facebook, they get emails from you, they get private messages from you, and if they perceive that you are the celebrity status that you are, they want to work with people that are successful. They want to work with movie stars or celebrities. That's who you are if you are doing the things that we're showing you how to do on these classes. Absolutely,
and I'm going to handle one of the questions that have come in. A couple of people have sent me the what a TXT file is, and it's a plain text file. I did kind of know that. Evidently, Notepad, you can actually use Notepad for it. I don't know how you create the header, though, email address in there, so I typically just use Excel and a CSV file. Somebody asked what does CSV file stand for, comma-separated value or comma-delimited values. Either one of those, when you're going through your Save As list, you'll see that in there. To get Google Chrome, you simply go to google.com, type in the search bar, Google space Chrome. The first link you see will be to download the Google Chrome browser. Harold is asking a really great question, and I am sure he is not the only one. We've got over 400 people on this call with us right now today, and I am sure he is not the only one with this question. Harold's question is, what if we're new and we don't have a database? One of the things we talked about in a previous class, Harold, is building your database. And part of building your database, and even if it's not past clients, it's people, prospects. Prospects are okay to use in this format as well. And what I would challenge you to do is to make it a point to add 2 people to your prospect list every day, 5 days a week. Just 2 people. 2 people a day, Harold. At the end of a year of doing that, if you did that for 50 weeks, over the next 50 weeks, you will have a database of 500 people that you can brand yourself, market yourself. You can put a billboard in front of and become the go-to person, the person who is real estate in your market area. So as far as don't have a database to start from, start with 2 a day, 5 days a week. Do that for the next 50 weeks. You will have every bit of a database that you need. I hope that that's helpful to you. And I can see there are quite a few questions in here. A lot of these questions, guys, I am going to be answering as I go through there. Most of these questions I'm going to answer as we go through. So we'll do some Q&A. We'll have plenty of time for Q&A at the end as well.
Sure. Yeah.
All right. So once you've got your database, the other thing you are going to need, and I not to brag on myself, but I promise you, if you have a copy of this PowerPoint, you will literally be able to go step by step by step to accomplish this. You will have access to the PowerPoint at the end of this call. So let's go ahead and jump right in the pool if we may. You ready, Scotty, to jump right into the step by step? Guys and girls, those of you who are what we like to call multitasking right now, very cool. I understand getting some stuff done while you're learning some new things. However, you are going to want to see this step by step. Don't try to take notes. Don't try to look at other screens while I'm going through these steps. I'm going to make the PowerPoint available for you to follow through one by one, and you can look at the screens as you're doing that. But I highly recommend you watch what's happening on the screen as we're doing it, because you'll get a much better understanding of the actual strategy and the steps to make it happen. So step 1, again, I can't stress enough, you must be using Google Chrome. You're going to go to your Facebook page and you're going to select Ads Manager from your home screen. So you're on your home screen, your Ads Manager will be right here. If you've never done an ad before, from your Ads Manager, you select Power Editor from the left-hand sidebar. Once you're in your Ads Manager, you will see the Power Editor option under Campaigns and Ads. Boom, the last option is Power Editor. That's going to, if you have never done an ad before, which I'm guessing a vast majority of us on the call are in that category, well, you don't have anything to manage, so you're not going to find a button that looks like this on your Facebook, because you don't have any ads to manage. You don't have an Ads Manager button. You can still get there. What you have to do is you need to type in the physical web address, facebook.com/ads/manage. Even if you've never done an ad before, if you type that in physically, it will take you to the Ads Manager page. Obviously, it won't have any information under your campaigns and ads, but it will still give you the Power Editor function. Make sure you're clear on that, because some of you are not going to have, again, let me re-explain this. This is a part that catches a lot of people. If you go to your Facebook and you do not see an Ads Manager, or if you've never done an ad before, just go directly to facebook.com/ads/manage. That will bring you into the section where you can select the Power Editor. Now, once you select the Power Editor, you're going to need to add all of your fan page accounts to it. Again, this is an outside application, and what it needs to do is it needs to take all the information. It's basically a way to manage all of your ads with a very powerful tool. So it's looking to upload all of your account information from your fan page, all the posts you've done, all the fans of your page, all of that information. It takes just a few minutes to do so, unless you're like me. I've got probably 100 fan pages on my account. It took about an hour to do all of them. It automatically prompts you when you click the Power Editor button. This box pops up automatically. it automatically by default is all my accounts, and automatically by default include page information. Just leave it on default and click download. It's going to go through a little process and it'll let you know when it's finished. You now have access to the Power Editor dashboard once you've uploaded your accounts or downloaded your accounts. You'll be offered a full tour. It stops you just like Facebook does when you create a new fan page. It kind of stops you and gives you a little guide of what you've just added. It offers to give you a tour of the tool. I honestly myself have never taken the tool. I know that there's a whole lot of cool stuff that I can do on this besides just the custom audience, but I haven't dove into it yet. I've just played with the custom audience stuff. If you do want to take the tour, you can always get back to it from the options menu, which will be on the top right-hand corner as you're going through the setup. The next step is in the dashboard, you're going to select audiences. When you click on select audiences, automatically it's going to pop up a little agree to the terms of use thing. Feel free to read through them. Again, being transparent, I did not read through the terms of use. I simply agreed to them because that's typically my move when I come up with those terms of agreement. I just go ahead and accept them, and if I get in trouble for doing something I'm not supposed to, well, then I ask for forgiveness instead of permission. So what you're going to do, once you have your Power Editor dashboard, you're going to have a section called Audiences. When you click on the Audiences section, it's going to pop up a couple of different boxes. You're going to have a little sub-menu at the top now. That option is going to say Create Audience. You're going to drop that menu down, and you're going to select Custom Audience from that drop-down. Okay, so again, you click Audiences. It creates this sub-menu. You drop down the little Create Audience menu.
This looks a little bit, it looks kind of hard, but once you do it one time, it's like really, truly simple, and you're going to have this step-by-step PowerPoint. So this truly, honest to God, I feel could be your most valuable thing to do in your business, to stay in front of the people that already know, like, and trust you. I already said that a couple times, but if you just take a little bit of time, and if you have any questions, again, we're going to give you the fan page to go ask questions at, and we can always help you with short videos if you get stuck. But I'm telling you, this could be the best strategy on planet Earth right now for you to stay in front of the people that know, like, and trust you already.
Absolutely. And a couple of things just to answer a couple of questions. I am neither on my fan page right now, nor am I on my personal page right now. I am on the Ads Manager section of Facebook. I am neither in my personal nor my fan page. Again, your personal account that's where all of your other pages are stemmed from. You have a personal account and you can create pages, fan pages. Well, in order for me to do ads, I have to have a fan page. That's what I'm going to be targeting, and that you'll see that addressed shortly. I'm going to show you guys how to create the actual ad once you've got your audience in there. But right now, I'm neither on my fan page nor my personal page. I'm in the Ads Manager, and then I've taken it a step farther, and I'm now inside of Power Editor, which is an application for Facebook. I've uploaded all of my accounts. I selected Audience, Create Audience, and now Custom Audience. Again, you are going to need the PowerPoint for this to go through these steps when you go to do this yourself. We'll show you how to get access to this at the end of the class. All right, so once you've selected Custom Audience, there will be a box that pops up. The first thing you're going to do in that box that pops up is you're going to name the custom audience that you're uploading. The reason you're giving it a specific name is because you can upload multiple lists. If I have a list of past clients, I want to keep that separate from my current prospects, or my old prospects, or something like that, or my friends list. You want to keep your lists separate. So you're just going to give it a little name. You're going to choose the file you want to upload. Again, it must be a CSV file or a TXT file. You can use either. You're going to make sure you select emails from the options. Then click Create. Now this is what the pop-up box looks like once you hit the little Custom Audience button. It pops it up. Again, you're going to give it a name. You can give it a description if you'd like to. I typically leave the description blank because my name is enough for me to understand what that list is. I always select emails. You choose your file, and then I always select emails. Here's the reason why. You can see down here clearly that you have the ability to use either user IDs or phone numbers. Now, when somebody is creating their Facebook account, one of the required fields to create an account on Facebook is an email address. There is an option to add your phone number on your Facebook account. However, that is not a required field. Approximately 40% of people have their phone number attached to their Facebook account. Approximately 100% of people had to create their Facebook account with an email address. Whether I've got the email address that they created their account with or not is a different story, but you will get a much more accurate import if you use email addresses. Once you've named it, chosen your file, selected email address, you simply click the Create button. Now remember, you have selected email addresses to look for. If you've got a spreadsheet that you're already going to use that you've just resaved as a CSV file, it probably has first and last name on there. That's not an email address. Probably has a phone number on there, again, not an email address. States, zip codes, anything other than email addresses, the Power Editor sees as an error. It gives you an error message as you're going through it. All you do is click the Yes button. It's telling you, oh my gosh, we see all these errors in uploading these email addresses, like invalid email on line 1, invalid phone on line 2. That's what it's stating. Invalid email. It says David on line 4. So that's what these errors are about. You simply say yes here to go ahead and upload, and it will ignore the errors for you. So don't worry about going through and cleaning your list out to only have the email address. Just use what you've got, select the emails, and then just say yes when you see the error message occur. Once your upload finishes reading the emails, it will tell you that it's done. It'll give you the option to close this box. Simply click Close when it finishes or when the option appears. Power Editor will automatically deduplicate your list for matches. So don't worry if you've got the same name on the list. You got 1,000 names on there and you may have 10 people that are on that list twice. Don't worry about it. The Power Editor will deduplicate that for you. The tool will only upload emails it finds on Facebook. This is the one and only negative that I have found with this, is that it's only going to upload the emails it finds on Facebook. So if I have 1,000 names and I upload my list, I may end up with 870. I may end up with 750. I may not end up with the same 1,000 names, but you will end up with a list of a vast majority. Typically what we have found is it's about 85 to 87% accurate depending on your list.
Now what I would personally do is, if you had 1,000 people on your list, I would either hire somebody or do it myself and make sure that, one, is I'm friends with every single person on that list in Facebook. 2, once you're friends with them, click on the About section of that person, and in the bottom right it shows you their email address that is attached to their Facebook page. Mm-hmm. I would make a list of those, and you could hire a VA to do it. You could, as long as they log in as you and you're friends with them, you can see their contact information or About section, which gives you their contact information or email address that's attached to their Facebook page. Highly, highly, highly recommend spending some time on that. So you have a
very, very worth the time and effort. It is a little time consuming. That is one of those manual things. What you do is, any of your friends, if you go to underneath their profile picture on their page, they have a button that says About. And if you go to that About section, and underneath on the bottom right, there'll be a contact info. If they've included their phone number, things like that, that'll be there. But it will always show a Paul B at facebook.com email address. You can use that as the upload, and it will find that as the associated email address with the account. Correct. Takes about an hour for your list to be ready, depending on the size. We did one that was 20,000 names on it. That took about 2 hours to get ready. Lists that I've done with 50 or 60, we did one today with 60.
5 minutes.
That took about 30 minutes. Yeah, it didn't take time at all, really. So what you're going to do to find out if your list is ready, you're going to have a status that shows waiting. So what you have to do is inside of Power Editor is you do have to check updates. This waiting status will not automatically flick to showing you ready, and it won't automatically flick to showing you what the size of your audience is. You do have to click the check updates button to trigger that to happen. That's something that I found people tend to, that's a confusing thing. They're sitting waiting around for it to change from waiting to ready. Just every now and then click that check updates button and you'll see that your list is ready. Step 6 is to actually create your actual Facebook ad. So again, you're going to go to the Ads Manager, either select Ad Manager from your Facebook page if you've done ads before. If you've never done an ad before, again, go back to facebook.com/ads/manager. That's what it looks like if you've got it. If you don't, we showed that graphic already. You're going to select the big green button that says create an ad. It's a big old giant green button. No matter whether you've done an ad or not, you've got that big green button if you go to facebook.com/ads/manage.
So here's the cool part. So we just uploaded. So what we did is kind of like to backtrack just a little bit. What we did is we uploaded a custom list of ours that we put together either in Excel spreadsheet, CSV, text file, however you want to do it. I prefer in an Excel spreadsheet to save it to a CSV file. We uploaded that to the list editor inside our Facebook Ads Manager. And now we are going to create a Facebook ad to run to that specific list. That's kind of where we're at now. And I'll go live and show you guys kind of what, I mean, we'll do a live presentation, but I tell you, this PowerPoint, it shows you step by step. And the big part for most, I think, on the call is having, putting that list together inside an Excel spreadsheet. I would personally, if I were you, either do it yourself, work on it, and like take an hour a day to where you're taking that list, whether it's from your email contact list, whether it's from LinkedIn where you have friends, getting their emails there. So some way, shape, or form, making sure you're friends with all your past clients. You should always have that in a CSV format and always be adding to it. Here's a great question that Michael asked. He said, if you already have a list and say that you want to add to it every day you add one more person, 2 more people, 3 more people, do you just re-upload the new list, or can you add them to the already list inside Facebook, the manager there, the project manager?
Say that
again.
again.
The answer to that, Paul?
Say that one more time.
So, like, say you have a list that you just uploaded today, and then tomorrow you had 2 more people to it because you want to stay in front of them with Facebook ads. Because maybe you have pre-approved borrowers that you're friends with now, and you want to make sure they see your face and remember you and remember who you are.
Absolutely. If you're doing the add 2 people a day thing, I would think that at the end of 5 days you got 10 new people. Updating it, re-upload that same list. Because you can update your lists in the Power Editor, re-upload the same list. It'll deduplicate and just add those 10 people to the repertoire. I don't think that every day would be worth it at 2 people a day, but at the end of the week, just kind of time block to say, okay, at 4:30 on Fridays, I upload my new list to my Power Editor so that my billboard is constantly running to all my new people.
Perfect.
Make sense?
Yeah, that totally makes sense. Yeah.
Awesome, awesome. All right, so once you click the Create an Ad button, you're going to select the page you are creating the ad for. If you don't see the page in the list that shows up there, you can simply type your name. There's a search bar at the top. You type the name or begin typing the name of your fan page that you want to do the ad for, and it will show up. Now, that may not be a problem for most of us on the call. Like I said, I am an admin on well over 100 Facebook fan pages, and so my list became quite long when I was kind of showing the example. That's why just some of you may run into that. Most of you will not. Those of you who are doing the single property Facebook fan pages, you may run into that depending on how many listings you have. What I've found is it's going to show the 10 pages that you utilize the most in your list. So if it's a page that you're not utilizing a whole lot of or spending a lot of activity or there's not a lot of engagement going on it that you want to advertise or do the ad from, you may need to type that in to the search bar at the top, okay? So next step is, go ahead.
Yeah, real quick. So, like somebody, let's see, don't have. Okay, so here's a great question. So, don't have all my clients' current emails. This This is like the perfect, I mean, perfect scenario to pick up the phone. And we've talked about Talking Frog, which frog stands for Family, Recreation, Occupation, and Goals. I would 100% call all your past clients, and we talk about this every day. So figure out how many it's going to take to get through them in a 3-month period. So if you have 200, if you want to get through them all in 30 days, go, how many do I have? I got 20 days to do it. This is how many I need to call a day. And then say, hey, I'm just updating my one of the questions you would ask is, I'm updating my records. I like to stay in touch with people on a couple different levels. One is Facebook, one is emails, one is phone, and I don't have your email address. Could I get that from you while I got you on the phone? Perfect. And I'm not saying spam them with emails. I'm just saying get that email address so you could do that. But if more importantly, what you really want is their Facebook email address. So that's even more important. So make sure that you're friends with them on Facebook. And so make that part of your phone call to them. And I'm telling you, if you make that phone call, you will get leads from that, because people are going, oh, my friend of mine, or my CPA, my financial planner, my friends, family, coworkers, cousins, uncles, sisters looking to buy a home. Can you give them a call? Absolutely. That's where this whole database management comes in, and follow-up comes in, and deeper relationships take place, is picking up the phone and calling and updating your records. Just know that you need to get 3 things, like Robert Gall said. You need their name, you need their email address, and you need their phone number. And I would ask for their Facebook page. Like, hey, what's your Facebook profile? How do I connect with you on Facebook?
That's it. And just connect with people. It's just connect.
Let it go. All right.
Connect with people as much as you can. I mean, that's the whole thing. And you know, having the ability to keep a billboard in front of them is what we're focused on here. It's guys, this isn't keeping a billboard in front of them. I'm going to tell you straight up and down here. Keeping a billboard in front of past clients is not going to be a thing. You're not going to get a call the next day that you put this up and people are saying, hey, I forgot all day. I got 2 deals for you today. That's not what's going to happen. It's social proof. It's social, what we like to call, and pardon the expression, I'm sorry if I offend, it's social lubricant. We're warming them up. We're keeping them warm to the idea of us. Because remember, 87% of people that you do a transaction with say that they'd do business with you again. At the end of 7 or 9 years, only 7% of people actually did business with the real estate agent a second time, and the reason is they can't remember who they are. So what we're giving you here is a great way to remember who they are. Remember who they are. So
we're going to get to the cost. We're going to get to the cost.
Yes, I'm going to show you all that stuff. You can control your own cost on these things. On Facebook, you have the ability to control your own cost on this. So some of you can spend $1,000 if you want. Some of you can spend $20, and what's cool about it is you'll both get the same impact.
Absolutely.
So designing your ad, you're going to select the option that says See Advanced Options. You're going to make sure that the text and the image grab the viewer's attention. Typically, when you're doing a Facebook ad that sucks, which is what a Facebook ad that sucks means, is an ad that is not meant to generate clicks. It's an ad that's meant to be more of a billboard. A Facebook ad that sucks, you absolutely want to brand to yourself. So your image that's going to grab their attention is your face. It's a headshot. It's a profile picture. Okay? Something that they can recognize that you are you in the picture. The text is, you know, something generic. Again, there's no real call to action there because you're not trying to generate clicks. It's just something that brands you as, oh, I remember that, you know, Paul Baxter, your favorite real estate agent, call me for all your home buying needs. That's a Facebook ad that sucks. You know, who's going to call me for all your real estate buying needs or home buying needs? Nobody. Nobody's going to click on that. And that's not my goal. I just want to keep my face in front of them for a long period of time and make them see me and remember me. And when that reticular activator, when that next time that they meet somebody and they say, I was thinking about buying you got to call my guy Paul. He is going to help you out, because they remember me. So one of the parts that you have to make a conscious decision on is to choose whether or not you want to see sponsored stories, or if you want to use sponsored stories. Now, for real estate agents, I think that you do want to see sponsored stories. What a sponsored story means is that if somebody that is on your list that you've uploaded happens to click on your ad, everybody that's a friend of that person now sees that, hey, Sue clicked on, likes this ad or likes this page. It shows social proof to the friends of that person that clicked my ad, and now my ad starts to appear on those friends pages. Now, if I'm targeting my past clients, that's truly a laser-focused database. But, again, part of this is going after or getting them to refer you to their friends, to their family, to their coworkers. So I don't think it's a bad idea to include sponsored stories when you're going after a client database. Now, if you've chosen to do a advertisement to referral partners, maybe you're partnered up with several insurance agents and you've got a couple of title companies and several loan officers who are referring you business, you may not want to include sponsored stories because you don't need the plumber that's friends with the title guy to see your ad, because that's not who you want to click your ad, because they're not going to be able to refer you the same way that the title guy is. You don't need the guy that is the local restaurant bartender who's friends with the loan officer that's on your list to see that ad, because it's not appropriate ad for them. They're not going to be referring you business, so you may want to take off that sponsored story. For your client lists, though, I firmly believe, I think that's a great idea to include sponsored stories, because it gives you the ability to tap into those friends, family, coworkers without the friend, family, without the client or the person having to physically refer you to them. I hope that makes sense. I don't know if I just talked in a circle or not, but I hope that makes sense. See advanced options is something you are always going to click, though, because what that does is it gives us more options on setting up our ad itself. When you're setting up your ad, this is basically what it looks like. You have a very limited number of characters for your headline. Now, what we've got here is show me the money, and we have 8 characters left. Our message is top agent shares how to get your listing to the first page of Google in 35 minutes. This advertisement is obviously targeting people who may be interested in listing their home. So if I've got a past client database, let's say I've been in business for 8 years and I got a past client database, I put this message in front of them, I may get calls, I may start getting clicks, I may start getting more phone calls from people who may be interested in selling their home. I may have somebody that I sold a home to 3 months ago that sees this ad, and they've got a friend that just called them and said, we've chosen to sell our home, we're going to be moving back towards your area. Call you up or call them up and say, hey, you got to get in touch with my guy Paul. He says he can show you how to get your home on the first page of Google in like 35 minutes.
Now, here's the cool thing about this ad is what you could do as an agent is take a picture that's just like this and put show me the money, and it's your picture with this on it, so they see you, and now they see you and like, wow, that's pretty cool. Oh wow, he's a real, and then the whole goal is to remember you and what you do for a living. So if it's your picture and it says show me the money, they're going to relate it to that movie, and now they're going to relate it to you more importantly. If they click on it, they just see it takes them back to your fan page, or one guy on here says it takes them back to the community page, which I think is brilliant. The more private it is, like private Facebook group, if you have a lake association or a neighborhood private Facebook group where you got to be a neighbor to be in it, and it's your neighborhood or one you've been farming or you're the one that created it and make it private, and you invite all the neighbors into it, so you run Facebook ads in front of them all the time, that would be a powerhouse for you.
Absolutely. And to reiterate on the sponsored stories, I know that was a little bit confusing the way I kind of broke that down. Sponsored stories is here. It's just a simple checkbox, and what it says is help people discover your business through their friends. No increase in budget is required. So it doesn't cost you anything extra to run sponsored stories. What this means is if somebody that is on my list clicks my ad, their friends see that that person liked my ad, that my ad now starts showing up for their friends. That's what sponsored stories is. All right, so when you're setting it up, you're going to go through.
I think another explanation of sponsored stories, if you want to talk about that, is Facebook went to, they said, okay, we know that when we first rolled out Facebook, everybody went in and went friend, 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 friend. We literally had that strategy. We would friend. I mean, the big thing was to have 10,000 friends, right? Well, Facebook went in and said, you know what, there's no way somebody has 10,000 friends. They did it for marketing. They did it as a scam. They did it to try to get in front of more people to sell them stuff. So what Facebook did is they said, all right, we're only going to show stuff that we see you interacting and engaging in with the people that are friends of yours. So if you're saying happy birthday, if you're saying you post a comment and someone likes it, that means you guys are true friends. The people that don't do anything are not true friends of yours. So what a sponsored story is it lets you get outreach of people that actually don't like you, that may be out there in the world, that may know you but not necessarily like you, to get you more exposure. Does that help a little bit?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. That and sponsor for me, I turn off sponsored stories because, again, I'm focusing on my list. So I typically don't want others that are outside of that list to see my ad. Again, I'm trying to keep my costs down. It's usually a Facebook ad that sucks, so I'm only trying to billboard on my list. So I typically turn it off. That's just a personal thing. Setting it up, you do have an option to either use the stock images that are included on your fan page. So if you've created a timeline image, it'll include that on the newsfeed ad, or on the right column ad, you can select to use your logo. You can upload new photos if you want to. Just depends on the type of ad you're running. Again, for a Facebook ad that sucks, you're typically going to brand it to you, okay, branded specifically to you. Now, the next part is the fun part. This is the exciting part for me. This is the part that I get. I mean, I just got it, this pumps me up right now, is choosing your audience. So I'm starting out with, by default, United States of America. That's 180 million people, by the way. Notice that that's the number that I talked about it in the beginning. There are 180 million users, active users on Facebook in the United States of America. That's a lot of people. I don't want my ad being seen by them. So what you have to do is you're going to scroll down just a tiny bit in the audience section. You're going to see a little drop-down menu that says Add More Demographics. Click that button or drop that little menu down and then select any option from the list it gives you. So when you drop it down, you're going to see like behavior, you're going to see gender, you're going to see age, you're going to see all kinds of little things. Just select one of them. It doesn't matter which one you select because, again, we're not going for their demographics. We just need it to give us the additional options. So when you drop down those additional options, notice I've got all these different broad categories, but directly underneath of broad categories, it shows you custom audience here. That's the audience that we just uploaded. You simply put a checkbox into the custom audience part, and boom, notice how I just went from 180 million people. I selected my client list, and now I'm only targeting 300 people who live in United States who are in the custom audience client list. Guys, that's huge power right there. That is powerful. Yep. Being able to truly, I don't know, how many on this call, quick survey here. How many on the call have ever done a direct mail campaign? A direct mail ad?
Yeah, to 300 people.
Snail mail. Well, you can't even buy a list for 300 people. Yeah, like I figured, most of you on here, a vast majority of you, have done a direct mail ad campaign. Typically, when you're doing a direct mail ad campaign, you're buying demographic type stuff from RL Polk or some list company out there where you're giving demographics, and your hope is that on your direct mail campaign that you may get lucky and hit that 2% response rate. Woo! What you're doing there when you're doing that is you're carpet bombing. You're basically taking a carpet bomb and you're hoping that it hits the person that is going to take your action step. What we're doing here is we are literally putting a smart bomb through the front door right into the lap of the person that we would like to see our message. This is bullseye, laser focused, hitting the little round red spot on the dartboard. Boom. Guys, I'm telling you, this is full on. Yeah, I think I mailed out 1,000 postcards and got one response that resulted in a property management account. Yay.
Yeah, 1,000 times 50 cents, so it costs you $500.
Sure, for printing, and when you break it down after printing, after buying the list, even if you get the bulk email stamp on it at what, 26 cents versus the 42 cent stamp, guys,
Watch this, though. Here's where it gets fun. Here's where, all of this whole 45 minutes we've been sitting here, pays off. So Paul just uploaded a list. It's his client list. Somebody said, can I upload a different list? Now check this next slide out where we can take the client list and go, okay, we want to target people in that client list that are in a 10-mile radius of Tampa, Florida.
Now, guys,
Boom.
you're going to notice on this slide, yes, my number is 2080.
Yeah.
This slide is from a different list than this slide. This is a client list at 300. What I wanted to show you in this slide was the power of going from 180 million people without having to use demographics to making one selection that I am now targeting 300 people on my specific list. Now, on this one, what you're going to see, additional demographics will still affect the list. Now, this is from a different list that I did. This list, as you can see checkboxed on the bottom, is Florida RE agents. This list was about 19,700 names that I uploaded into the custom audience. When I added the city of Tampa, Florida to include areas 50 miles around Tampa, Florida, now I'm targeting the 2,080 people who are in my specific market area. I can add any demographics to go over to overlay. I call it an overlay on my list, and it will actually filter out based on my list first and then those that fit my demographics within my list. So now I can narrow it down to the people who are in my list that are expecting parents, or people who are in my list with children ages 16 to 18. They may be thinking about downsizing in the next year or two as the kids go off to Croft. So what I'm saying is additional demographics overlay on your list. You can really narrow down. You can really focus in on exactly those 25, those 30, those 50 people who are exactly who you want this specific message to get in front of.
300. Just think about if you're in front of 300 past clients, and every single month you run an ad for a week. Once every 3 months you give them a call. I mean, tell me that you will not get more referrals from your past clients just doing this one thing. And now this go on a little farther, and we'll show you the cost. I think the next slide is the cost or close to it. I think, is that the next slide is the cost?
I believe so. What we're going to get into, because once you've set your demographics, really the next step is to set your campaign schedule and the pricing that you're willing to pay for your schedule. Now, yes, Mark Zuckerberg has figured out a way that, or he's finally learned that it's okay to make money with Facebook, and he does like getting paid for the ads that you do there. So you are going to need to pay him. What you can do is you can set a campaign budget either per day or lifetime. We typically choose per day, and we'll go anywhere, depending on the ad, anywhere from $20 up to $100 a day on our ad. It just depends on what we're advertising. Again, a Facebook ad that sucks is typically not going to get clicked anyway. So most of what we're doing when we're setting up our pricing is we're trying to incent Facebook to want to show our ad more often. So what it's telling me here is that it's suggesting that I bid 45 cents to 99 cents. One of the things I want you guys to notice is that I optimize for clicks. I do not optimize for impressions. An impression is if you go on Facebook and you see an ad over on the right-hand side of your screen, that ad is getting what's called an impression. It does not register as a click until they move their mouse physically over the ad and click the mouse button and open the ad. So an impression just means it's visible on the page. A click is someone actually clicked the button. Now there's even a third term that is an action. What an action means is somebody clicked your ad and then took the extra step to like your page. Okay, that's a whole other thing right there by itself. What we're talking about is impressions and clicks. I always optimize for clicks. Let me explain why. It's okay to optimize for impressions because Facebook it charges you, I think it's in the range of 8 cents to 13 cents per impression if you optimize for impressions. You can hit your $20 limit and Facebook will give you all of the impressions it can give you up to your limit every time. If you optimize for clicks, though, Facebook only gets paid if somebody clicks on my ad. I did some research a couple of years ago for some different Facebook ad stuff we were doing, and Facebook is very, very clear that the average Facebook ad gets 1 click per 1,500 impressions. It's somewhere between 1,500 and 2,000 impressions per 1 click. Now, if Facebook's only getting paid if somebody clicks my ad, and Facebook already knows themselves, they came out with the information, nobody told it to them, it's something they know, that they are only going to get 1 click every 2,000 impressions, what do you think Facebook's goal is with my ad? To get clicks, right? What does that mean? They have to give me impressions in order to get those clicks.
Right. Now
I'm gonna make them. I'm gonna incent them. I'm not gonna pay them if they're just gonna show my ad for no reason. I'm going to incent Facebook to show my ad more often, but I'm only paying you if I get a click. That's going to increase the number of impressions because Facebook knows to get that click, it's going to take 2,000 impressions.
Now here's my thing on that. If I only have 300 or 200 or 300 people in my database and I want them to see my ad, and that's really, I don't care if they click on it. I really don't care. I just want them to see it so that they see it, remember what I do for a living, and move on. That's cool. So if I only have 300, now I ran one this morning just to see what the price was, and it found like 240 people out of my list. So 240 people running an ad. I clicked the optimize for impressions. Okay. It was 11 to 13 cents. So
okay, that's right on average of where it normally is.
Yep, 240 people times 13 cents is going to cost me $31 for people to see my ad, and I don't care if they click on it or not. I just want them to see me.
Now that's
my goal, to stay in front of my database.
Now what's going to happen here, and Scott, that kind of brings me back yet another reason why I do optimize for clicks is because those impressions, they're going to run through that one time as an impression. It's going to reach $31 budget or whatever your budget is, and then it's going to run through it again. For Facebook to be able to get 2,000 to 3,000 impressions out of my list of 300, that means they've got to show my ad. They've got to impress my ad on that list of 240 people multiple times. So now my ad is on Facebook every time they're there. They didn't just get the impression, get paid on it, and maybe next time they don't see it, but they're getting it repetitively. Every page they go to, every time they're there, in order to get enough impressions to get that person to finally take my action step and click, Facebook's going to show my ad more frequently, or they're going to show it to the only 240 people, but they're going to show it to them 10, 15 times each so that they get that number of impressions up to generate that click.
No, I'm with you. But here's like if somebody's sending a monthly newsletter to their database times, say it's 50 cents, and I don't know if you can send it for 50 cents, but you could if to send that ad to 300 people, like send a postcard is $150, and that's if it's 50 cents. If it's $1, then it's $150. I mean, if it's $1, it's $300. Where I can run a billboard ad, either the pay-per-click or impressions, for like an eighth of the cost for $31. In that case, it's 25% of the cost of me sending a physical postcard. And I guarantee you, these people are on for 2-3 hours a day. I've seen people say I'm on all day. Yeah. So that's the power behind this, is getting in front of them, and then, but more importantly, picking up the phone to call them and say hi.
And now the next thing I was getting ready to say, optimizing for clicks with a Facebook ad that sucks does have a drawback, and Anthony hit the nail on the head. It said, Anthony's question is if I optimize for clicks and rarely get clicks, isn't Facebook going to throttle down my impressions over time? Absolutely. Yes, they absolutely will. And so my recommendation to that is you go in, you stop that ad or remove that ad, start a brand new ad doing it the same exact way, to revigorate those impressions again, because to Facebook, that's a whole brand new ad. They got a whole new opportunity with you to make some money. Refresh the ad, basically. Refresh the ad. So you'll notice also one of the things that we do when we optimize for clicks, the suggested bid is 45 cents to 99 cents. Notice I bid $2. I told Facebook, hey, I'm willing to give you more money than you're even asking for if you can get me clicks. Again, another way that I am incenting Facebook to want to show my ad more frequently. The next step from there is to just review the ad, take a look at it. It's going to show you what you're saying. What's really cool, and this is the part that gets me going, people who live in the United States who are on my custom audience, Florida Realtor list, I mean, that's just cool that those are the people that are on my list, and any other demographics I lay out will appear there as well. And then you're just going to place the order. Your ad, when you first place the order, every ad goes under review. It can take anywhere from 3 minutes to be approved to, I've seen one take as long as 3 hours to be approved. If you include a phone number in it, you have about a 50-50 shot of getting approved versus declined. So keep that in mind. They are looking for, breaking the rules. And again, I've never read the user agreement. I just know that I've had some ads that they've turned down because I had a phone number in there. Once it is approved, it is an active ad. It is targeting exactly who you want to target. So I want you all to stop right now. Just stop going after the Rocky Horror Picture Show folks. Stop doing ads and getting in front of the freaks. Let's start doing ads where we're getting in front of these folks, the people who are buyers, the people who are sellers, your prospects, your past clients, your actual audience. Now, if this is your actual audience, we need to talk after the class because we need to have some one-on-one coaching.
There you go.
All right, so big thing I mentioned at the very beginning of the class, you have to have a copy of this PowerPoint if you're starting this from zero. A lot of you guys came in on this call a little bit late. I can tell based on some of the questions that you missed the beginning part of this. So just to reiterate, this PowerPoint is available to you. You must.
Something's blocking your screen there, buddy. Something's blocking. There you go.
Are we good now?
Yep.
Okay, so the PowerPoint is available to you. Just contact the loan professional who invited you today. They will each have a copy of this PowerPoint to be able to make available to you. If you plan on doing the custom audience, if you've never done ads before, make sure you get the PowerPoint and go through the steps because it can be a little bit daunting. This is one of the more technical things we show you guys. We typically don't do a ton of really deep techie stuff. This is one of the most technical ones we've shown you. Get a copy of the PowerPoint. If you have specific questions that maybe are not addressed in the PowerPoint, if there's something that we didn't cover in the Q&A we're getting ready to do here, make sure you join the private group that's available for all of the agents on the call. You simply go to facebook.com/group/agent mastermind and become a member, ask to join, and we will get you into the group. It is a open forum. It is a mastermind group. It is a safe place. Whatever you say or post in the private group stays in the private group. You don't have to worry about your friends or people that your past clients that you're connected to on a friend level on Facebook seeing what you're posting in there. What happens in the group, it's kind of like Vegas in the group. What happens in the group stays in the group. And it's a place for you guys to ask questions. It's a great place to get more information about this if you've got questions. Scotty, that is all I've got. Again, get the PowerPoint from the loan professional who invited you today. Get set up on the private group to ask questions. And I know there's some good questions in this question box. So you got what am I missing so far?
No, man, I think you're good. Let's see. How do I get a loan professional to contact me? No one has invited me. I had to contact Scott directly. Please help me. Judy, we will, I think Mike's on the call with us right now. Mike, you want to take a note of that question from Judy Wolfson and see how she signed up?
Absolutely, the PowerPoint and the recording of this is available. Both of them are accessed through the lender. Just contact the loan professional who invited you. They'll get you taken care of. Those of you posting don't know who my loan professional is, just hang tight. We're going to do a little research while we're on the call with you, and we'll try and get you hooked up with your loan professional. We can do a little research and see who you signed up under.
What's your opinion on a real estate agent directory? Not sure about that. Oh, before everybody leaves, next week we're going to be doing how to set up your Facebook fan page. So we're going to do Facebook fan pages, how to set up the actual header to the fan page. We're going to have Vicki Rice, who's done literally hundreds of them, on the call. We're going to show you how to use PowerPoint 2010, kind of take off from the last couple classes. Last week we showed you how to use Facebook. This week we're showing you how to literally laser focus on the target audience. Next week we're going to show you how to put your Facebook fan page together and playing around with that using PowerPoint 2010. PowerPoint and video recording of this will be up by probably tomorrow afternoon at the latest Thursday. And let's see, what was the last item after review? Let's see, the PowerPoint available. You go to the telephone number issue again. The telephone number issue, what that is you can, if the person has a telephone number under their Facebook profile, you can upload a list with Facebook phone numbers. I would recommend staying with the emails. You're going to have better luck with that. All right. Harold Sharp, appreciate you, brother. Thanks for the comments. Thanks for getting me off my high horse or my whatever you want to call it there. I saw that it says $30 a day. Does Facebook auto bill you that amount each day? Here's the cool thing about that. I just read this because I just did another ad. They actually will bill you once you reach the $30 or at the end of the month, whichever comes first. So that's kind of the way I understood it. Do you agree with me on that, Paul?
Yeah, that's how they've always done it. You put your credit card information in.
You can put $10 a day. I mean, you can put $10 a day. You can put $5 a day. You can put whatever you want.
I think their minimum is $5 a day.
Is it 5? Okay, cool. How do you measure the effectiveness of the ad that sucks? Great question, David. Here's the thing. Your goal in what we just showed you was to get in front of and have a perception, have people perceive you as the top agent in town, or just perceive you as a real estate agent and remember who you are and what you do for a living. So if they do that and you call them and you send them nice postcards and you send them Facebook private messages and you send them personal one-on-one emails, they will refer you their friends, family, and coworkers, and that's what we're shooting for here. Guys, we're all sitting on an acre of diamonds. We can go out and look for more buyers and look for more sellers, or we can take care of the people that already know, like, and trust us, which is we're just giving you one more very ninja, laser-focused way to do that. So just want to run that by you guys.
I will tell you, being completely transparent, I use this power. I use the Power Editor and the custom Facebook audience for a couple of things with our loan business here in the Tampa Bay market. For several things, you know, when we're doing presentations, we'll put an ad or a banner in front of those that are registered to come to our programs.
Right.
Past clients is a huge one for us.
Past clients is everything.
We've always got an ad going in front of all of our past clients all the time, and it is a Facebook ad that sucks. What's cool about it is it actually does generate business from it. I'm not saying 1-2 a month. Once every couple of months, we'll get a call off of it saying, "Hey, I saw your ad. My friend Joe said I should give you a call. I'm looking to buy a house over here." Really? Fantastic. They'll tell Joe thank you for us. Joe, what was Joe's last name so we can call and thank him personally? I mean, it really is a very specific, very laser-focused way to get your exact message. You know,
yes.
Some of you that are listing agents, how powerful would it be to take your prospect list of people, not your past clients, not those that did buy, but your prospect list, those that didn't buy. And if you're not saving those names and addresses, you've got a reason to do so now. But take that list of agents that didn't buy from you, and then do an ad that clicks back to a property listing. You know, your featured listing of the week or whatever. If you want to do an actual call to action ad where they're taking an action step, how powerful would it be to take those people that maybe didn't buy and run an ad of the new features or the featured listing? You know, most of us in this business, we know that people start their shopping 8 to 9 months before they make any kind of buying decision. What if all those people that are calling us in that previous time, we're constantly keeping an ad in front of them? You think at the end of when they do make that decision and they do choose the pro that they're going to go with, it's not going to be you? It absolutely will be you, because they see you as somebody different, that you're branding yourself as the go-to person. Because they're seeing you constantly. It's a reiteration. That's my realtor. That's my realtor. That's my realtor. That's my realtor. That's my realtor.
Pamela asked a great question. Pamela said the Facebook ad that sucks. The reason we use that term is with people that know, like, and trust you already, they're not going to click on your ad because they already know who you are and what you do for a living. It's just to stay in front of them. That's why we really don't want you to spend money on this. We just want you to get exposure and build your brand, but more importantly, help people remember who you are and what you do for a living. The other one, Zachary asked, so
that's a great question. Definitely clarify that one, because I don't want anybody to be confused about that.
Yeah, and then the one that where you only get billed for the amount of, if you put on there, I want to spend $200 a day, and they only click 20 times, they're going to bill you $20, okay? And if it's a dollar ad, okay? All right, so that's pretty much how that works. If they click on it 200 times, then it's 200 whatever the going rate was. In this case, it was, I think, 99 cents. So
Yeah, I think I bid for it at $2. Here's the thing about it, guys. Going back to that, when I say I bid $2, I'm only incenting Facebook to actually show my ad. When you boil it down, this ad, I think the highest amount on the per click was $1.42 all said and done. The lowest amount was $1.27. It depends on how frequently people are clicking the ad and if I didn't have any clicks, if this was a true Facebook ad that sucks that I was doing here, and I didn't have any clicks, and after 3,000 impressions finally got a click, yeah, Facebook would charge me the full $2. They'd get every bit of that $2 because they know that's how they're going to do it. But because this got a lot of clicks, I never paid anything close to $2. You're just saying what you're willing to pay per click if it boils down to it.
It's kind of like
most of the time you'll end up somewhere between what their recommended bid is and what your offered bid is.
Yeah, it's kind of like a stock price. So if the stock is going for $100 and you bid, I want to pay 150 for it, you're not going to pay 150. You're going to pay 100. That's just so we're just making sure that Facebook knows that, hey, I want to get exposure because I want to get clicks, even though you're doing a Facebook ad that isn't going to get any clicks because you're running an ad to your people that know, like, and trust you, and they're just going to see your ad and go, hey, there's Paul. Hey, cool. He's, whatever he's saying. So that's the cool part. And then
Harold is asking, can you go with 5 cents when it recommends 50? You certainly can. Just remember this, that there is somebody that is analyzing your ad request. That's what the approval is about. There's a human being analyzing your ad request. If you offer to pay less than what the suggested bid is, you're likely not going to get your ad approved because Facebook's going to say, you got a good ad here. However, we're not interested in showing it at the cost that you're willing to pay us. If you offer us more money, we may be willing to work with you on it. You're negotiating a deal, basically. You can try that, but it's likely you're going to get declined on that kind of if you go.
No clicks, no charges. Now, the only problem with that is Facebook is in this business to make money, so they'll show it for a little bit, but if they don't get any clicks, they're going to grab an ad that is getting clicks that's going to make them money. So you'll have to keep changing it up, and the main thing is to get exposure. That's why I say, I personally, depending on if your list is really small, you could run on impressions. Then they're going to make money. They're going to show your ad. If you do it on clicks, you're going to get a little bit of exposure. So you just need to change it up, change the picture, change the ad.
What I have found is that time frame where the roller coaster goes up and then they realize they're not getting clicks, so they start lowering my impressions. It's usually about 8 days before they start doing that. Okay, after a week, they analyze, they start looking, and boom, they start lowering it. So if you get in the habit of once a week refreshing your ad, you should be good to go.
Yeah, right, cool. All right, guys. Paul, man, I appreciate it, brother. I appreciate you doing all the homework on this and staying up on this. I know it's changing all the time, and guys,
what's funny about this is I just did this class last week for some of the loan officers. I had to change the slides because Facebook changed on me between when I did it then and when I did it now. Guys, if you're looking at this or listening to this recording and it is past, let's say it's past. This may be different. You may look at this on Thursday and see Facebook looks different than what it does right now. The theory, the mindset, the strategy itself holds true no matter what buttons Facebook changes on you. So please keep that in mind. If it looks a little bit different, the strategy is the same. The functionality may be in a different place. It's crazy, Scott. I looked at this today just to revamp. Yeah. Going through some stuff, I'm like, man, Facebook changed just in a week. The last time I did this, I could make every time.
Yeah.
Oh, it drives you nuts with Facebook trying to do classes where you're recording them in PowerPoints, man.
Absolutely.
Just keeping up with the changes is impossible.
Frustrating. That's why we only show the last 8 classes. So, hey guys, it's 10 after. I appreciate everybody. Sincerely appreciate everybody hanging with us and joining us. If you are not part of our Facebook group, Paul, you want to put up that last slide. Go to facebook.com/groups/Agent Mastermind. It is a private group. We'll let you in. Keep it clean. Do not sell anything. It's not for sale. It's not to sell something to somebody, so we will ban you from the page. What it's for is if you have a question, please ask it because other people probably have the same other people's. You like that? How I threw an S in there? Have the same question, so you'll get answers from a bunch of different people. So a lot of great interaction going on in there. If you have any question about today's class or any other class that we've covered in the past, please ask it on that page so other people can learn. We guard that thing with our life, and we make sure that every question gets answered. If it's not, please bring it to our attention, and we will make sure it gets taken care of. But I'm on that thing all the time. So I appreciate you guys. Paul, I appreciate you. Can't wait to see you here soon. And
We'll
next
see you in a
week,
couple
Facebook
weeks,
fan pages, we'll show you there. Vicky's going to be on with us. She's awesome. And you guys have a great week. Be safe. Spend time with your family. Be in the moment. And we'll see you guys on the web. Take care, brother.
Thank you, guys.